Hey everybody, it's Robin and Kevin here on this not so sunny Wednesday afternoon for you today.
Right up.
But we do have some really fun and delicious things to taste with you.
We do. We're going to go do a little bit of Grayson this week, which I think is a winery that's kind of interesting around here because it's a wine that we sell a lot of, maybe like our most popular wines from California. So it's a wine that people love, but I feel like California's just been a tricky area lately. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people really categorize themselves as wine drinkers into people that love Californian wine and people that don't love Californian wine. And I think
Yeah.
that this really fits for both of those groups of people.
agreed. And I've got a few theories on why a lot of people do and don't like California wine that we can talk about because it's kind of a special region to me because that's kind of where I cut my teeth, right? Like when I was a kid, leaving the restaurant business, I got in a beat up old pickup truck and drove down to California and started working in wineries in Napa Valley. And that's like my first taste of wine really was working down there. And I really fell in love with wines from California. So like they're really like important to me, and I haven't been drinking nearly as much of them as I used to because for the most part I can't
They've
afford
been a
them.
little bit expensive lately,
Yeah.
and that's again what's really great with these two is they're both priced at $24.95. It's a
Yeah.
family-run vineyard that we've been carrying in the shop for a while. They've got a pretty good following,
Yep.
and they're super, super delicious.
I know. I'm always actually every time I go back and taste these wines, which isn't as often as I should because I kind of feel like I just know the wines and I don't buy them on a regular basis because we're always trying to drink something new, right? Like try not to take the same thing home all the time because I got to get to know all the wines in the shop. So
Gotta do your homework.
yeah, I can't just drink the same thing over and over again. But every time I go back to the Chardonnay, I'm always pretty blown away on how good this is because at $25, you really expect in California maybe to get things that are more like mass produced, really, kind of big and oaky and clumsy and, not that interesting. But this wine is surprisingly good. And
It's kind of one of my guilty pleasures.
yeah, because I love Chardonnay. I really do. I always have. But I think most people, when we start talking about Chardonnay, they get sort of defensive, like, whoa, I don't like those big, buttery, heavy wines. I mean, some people do, and they love them. But it's always about balance with Chardonnay, right? Trying to find that perfect balance between, like, all the flavors you want, but, like, still really not over the top.
And this has just enough of that. Like it's really creamy and rich on the palate, but it still has
Yep.
that nice clean finish where it doesn't feel like it's overdone and over the top. You get some of that like ripe apricot and pineapple and tropical sort of note to it, which makes it just really quite a treat.
It kind of tastes like a $40 Chardonnay. That's what always surprises me because really like when you get into those $50, $60 Chardonnays, they can be really, amazing and complex and interesting. But usually the less expensive ones are just kind of like you got your hit of oak, you got your hit of sweetness, and that's it. So this is really, really well made. If you love Chardonnay, you like a bit of that richness, but not tons of oak, this would be a great one to check out.
And it's a little husband and wife team too, right? Like they kind of
Yeah.
source their grapes throughout Sonoma and Napa and just sort of some various areas so that they can always get the best fruit and really like the pick of what they want.
And they do a great job. End of the day, I think this wine always wins like one of the best Valley Chardonnays every year in Wine Spectator. The cab continues to be by far our best-selling cab. I mean, this just crushes the competition. And what separates this for me is its lack of sweetness because I just can't do the heavy, sweet, sticky California Cabernet. It just doesn't work for me.
And really around that $25 mark, you do find that in a lot of those other
Yeah.
California cabs. And this has that bit of pepper to balance it out, and it's really not that, lusciously velvety coating kind of that you'll get from those.
I agree. I think the biggest thing for me is when they try to put a lot of makeup on wine, right? You kind of take a wine that's really not, there's not much there, and then you try to make it up with lots of sweetness or oak or things. This is just, it is what it is. It's not going to be the most complex and biggest Chardonnay you've ever had, but at $25, it just ticks all the boxes, right? It's kind of soft, it's juicy, it's round, it's pretty, really drinkable, perfect like cab for a barbecue or anything like that. So I think that's a super fun wine. I don't think it's an overlooked wine in the shop because it's already super popular, but we gotta point it out every once in a while and just
You
kind of
gotta
remind
revisit
people,
it.
that this is a wine that you should definitely be checking out because it's super fun. And you've also put something together for Father's Day.
Well,
Not
you're
as
a dad,
important-
right? You
yeah.
need a little treat this weekend.
Not as important a holiday as Mother's Day, we all know that, but,
Oh.
you know, Father's Day.
Don't sell yourself short.
What do you got?
We've got another 3-pack. So for Mother's Day, we did
Cool.
the 3 packs of wine. This time we've done 2 wines and some beers for Dad.
Throwing in a beer.
Just in case he needs a beer while he's grilling. It's supposed to get sunny eventually this weekend. So
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
a couple of big reds that are going to be like perfect barbecue pairings. And
Nice.
of course the boiling or Kolsch, which is just kind of like light, fresh, easy drinking beer.
One of my
'cause who
go-tos.
doesn't need that?
Yeah, it's
And
getting
priced
low
at
on the lawn beer.
$49.95.
Hey, that's a good deal. $50, 2 bottles of wine and a 4-pack of beer. You gotta like it.
And we can deliver.
Oh yeah, free delivery on those, so you don't, you know, you can just jump online, order those on the website, and we'll drive them right over to your dad. You don't have to do anything. Good
Unless
deal.
you want to take it.
Yeah,
Say
we
hi.
can do that.
Should.
We won't stop you. You should go say hi to your dad. He probably misses you. Also, these guys, little warning. They're
Selling
flying,
fast.
and we're not going to have them for much longer. So if you didn't already get your 3-liter, or if you don't have one sitting in your fridge, or yours is getting low, I think we're on like maybe a 2-week.
Or yours is gone. Mine's
Yeah,
gone.
mine's gone. I've already been through 3 of them. It's embarrassing. But they're done probably in 2 to 3 weeks max, so we are not going to have them all summer long as I predicted. We do have more on order, but we're probably going to sell out. So if you're running low and you want to pick up more, consider yourself warned.
You got it.
Anything else?
I think that's about it.
That's all. Have a great week. Hopefully see you on the weekend.